Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. After 4 weeks living in Ikebukuro, Tokyo, bringing you the second season of our Working Remote series, it's time to start our next series. We're hitting the road, or rather rails, as we've picked up our JR Rail Pass and are heading south to the smallest of Japan's 4 main islands, Shikoku. We are starting in the west end of the island in Ehime Prefecture, where we'll stay in Matsuyama, visiting arguably one of Japan's best castles as well as the famous onsen area Dogo Onsen. We'll also take a few day trips to smaller little towns Ozu and Uchiko. After 4 nights in Matsuyama, we're headed southeast to the prefecture of Kochi to stay in its capital, Kochi. Here we'll visit another impressive hilltop castle and explore a famous food market in the heart of the city. Kochi Castle had a surprise waiting for us, and we're excited to share the unexpected event with you. Our short stay in Kochi comes to an end, and we continue east along Shikoku to the city of Tokushima in Tokushima Prefecture, mainly as a jumping off point back to Japan's largest island, Honshu, where we'll be exploring Wakayama Prefecture. Before we leave Shikoku, we managed to find an outstanding view of Tokushima, explore an old castle park, and hike our way to the top of a hill to visit some castle ruins. We're trading in the train for a boat as we're taking the ferry across the Seto Inland Sea to Wakayama port. Our pace accelerates as our trip is coming to an end. Our first stop is Wakayama City to visit another impressive hilltop castle and explore the city itself. Heading south, we make an off-the-beaten-path stop in Kushimoto and find ourselves staying in a lodge at the most southern point of Honshu. The landscapes are beautiful and we enjoyed a spectacular sunset over the Pacific Ocean. We continue south to our last stop on the trip, Kikatsura, from where we will be visiting the famous Kumano Nachi Taisha Shrine Complex. Closing out our jam-packed 2 weeks is a long and relaxing train trip all the way back to Narita, where we'll be spending our last night in Hotel Nikko Narita, making for a stress-free departure the following morning back home. We're excited to share these travels with you over the course of this series, which starts now with our long trip south to Matsuyama. Let's go. Good morning. It's our big travel day. We have an 8-hour trip ahead of us down to Matsuyama in Shikoku, and that's going to involve the Yamanote line, the Shinkansen line, and a limited express line. I'm really looking forward to this trip. Just being able to sit back, relax, and reflect on the trip so far. It has been 4 weeks up until this point. Just popped up onto the roof here one last time to look at the Shinjuku skyline, and Mt Fuji's out for us this morning. I'm gonna miss this view. There's Shinjuku. And there's Mt Fuji way off in the distance. As per usual with us, we're running late, so I better go down there, corral Nicole, and start getting to the train station. Ready to go?
All ready to go. It was a mad dash.
Yes, we were late as usual, and there was no elevators in that train station that we could find. We didn't have time to search for them, so I had to carry the bags up and down many flights of stairs. But we made it onto the first train, and this is the local Yamanote line taking us to Shinagawa Station, where we'll catch the Shinkansen.
So about a 20-minute ride? 30-minute ride?
It's a 30-minute ride from where we got on. So yeah, I am sweaty. But I'm looking forward to getting on the Shinkansen, and we can just relax for 4+ hours on that.
Train welcome towels.
Green pass. So we made it on the Shinkansen. That was a bit hectic. I'm glad we're sitting now. This is when we can relax, unwind a little bit. Yeah, that was really hectic. Always is, trying to take the local trains and rushing to get your main train. But we did it.
There's always a shuffle to get into the Shinkansen when you have luggage and other people have luggage, and it's not a luggage friendly train. So it's a bit of a...
Yeah, I'm always super stressed until the bags are put in place because there's only a few spots on each car where you can put them at the back, behind the back seats. And then I'm always stressed all trip, hoping that our bags aren't preventing people from leaning back. But I checked the seats and they seem fine. So we're finally on our first Shinkansen ride for the trip.
Pro tip for you, if you travel south on the Tokaido Shinkansen towards Osaka, be sure to book a seat on the right side of the train for fantastic views of Mt Fuji, or on the left side of the train when headed back to Tokyo.
One of the things I love about the Shinkansen is eating on the Shinkansen. You're not supposed to eat on trains generally in Japan, but the Shinkansen and the Limited Express, the longer hauls are exceptions.
They're like free-for-all.
Yeah.
Everybody comes in with food.
Yeah, you get the train bentos, or you get your onigiri, which we have, or your drinks, whatever. It's all fair game.
I don't know what it is about sitting in a train doing nothing that makes us so hungry.
Yeah, we haven't been on here for a long.
It's starving
Maybe an
out.
hour. We just passed Mt Fuji, and I love seeing Mt Fuji from the train. You get a really good angle. You get one angle, it's a tease, and if you wait a little bit longer, you get around the mountain chain, you get a really good angle. You can see it right down to the base. It's amazing. But that made us hungry, so we're gonna have some onigiri. What onigiri did you get?
I went for tempura and I went for the mushroom, the fancy mushroom. I didn't know anything about the mushroom. I just called it like the weird mountain looking mushroom. But when we went to the museum, the guy...
Which museum?
We went to the
Fukagawa Museum?
Yeah. The
Link up above.
Fukagawa Edo Museum. The guide was actually, our volunteer was telling us about those mushrooms are really special, and they're actually like, even to today, they're like 10,000 or 1,000 yen for a mushroom. That's like $10. So my onigiri isn't going to be chock full of mushroom, but there's going to be mushroom flavor.
There's little chunks of mushroom in there.
Yeah.
Today I opted for a tonkatsu onigiri, which is a breaded pork cutlet, a little mini one, wrapped in rice and seaweed, and a half of a hard-boiled egg, which is my breakfast. Which one are you going for first?
I'm going for the fancy mushroom, the mountain mushroom.
Smells good.
It does. There are mushroom bits in here. I think this one just tastes, what the heck? I think this one just tastes really good because of the mushroom stock and the soy sauce and the way they flavored the rice. So the rice is flavored throughout, so it's not a white rice. And it's just delicious. Go eat your own. Go share your own onigiri with other people.
Hopefully you can hear me okay. We're now moving at a pretty fast pace here on the Shinkansen. We were at a station when we first started eating our onigiri. So I'm gonna try the egg one first. It's a seasoned egg. It's kind of like a ramen egg. The outside is really dark, which means they probably soaked it in soy sauce. And the rice in this one is also seasoned like Nicole's. It's got like a soy sauce flavor throughout. These onigiris are very good. We've had them before from this location. It's a chain across Japan. I'm pretty sure it's across Japan. Definitely in Tokyo, you can find them at train stations. We've had this from Ikebukuro Station, and we've had this from Tokyo Station now, and they've both been very good. And I'm washing mine down with some milk tea, and it's just a very nice, sweet tea. This is not my favorite version that they have. It's not, the tea flavor doesn't come through as strongly on this one as the other ones I've been drinking, but it goes well with the egg. So we're going to enjoy our snack here on the Shinkansen as we motor our way to Okayama. I'm back with a quick update. This tonkatsu onigiri is amazing. This is so good. I should have got like 2, 3, 4 of these. These are really, really tasty. It's gotta be partly the sauce, but the breading in there is good. You get the porky flavor with the rice. This is a plain white rice. They didn't season it. And there's some tonkatsu sauce hiding in there. Excellent, excellent onigiri. It's time to break into lunch. That onigiri snack is long gone. It's been about an hour, but it feels like it's been half a day. So I'm gonna break into my train bento. And I went for something a little bit different than what I usually go for. This is a tomato rice with egg, sort of a train bento version of the Japanese omelet wrapped around rice, and a hamburger here with a whole bunch of gravy. It looks fantastic. So I'm gonna try and take a bite of this without dropping it everywhere. They always remind me of meatloaf. They have that consistency versus like a North American burger. North American burger has a bit more firmness to it. Feels harder. This is very soft. It's just like they've whipped the meat up, or they've mixed it really, really well. So, and then formed it into patties. So it is a very soft, kind of like a meatloaf. Let's try some of the rice here. Carefully. Just a hint of tomato flavor in that.
They said it was apple pie. It looks like a sausage roll. They said it was apple pie.
And some scrambled egg. This is really good. I'm going to chow down on this, wash it down with my winter Sapporo beer, and enjoy the view. Almost at our first stop, Okayama, where we have to transfer to another train, and we thought we'd give you a view of the seat here. It is very comfortable. Unlike the back, which is set up as a 3-2 configuration, the green cars are set up as a 2-2, so the seats are a little bit wider, there's a little bit more leg room, and there's a few more amenities on the seats. They have a much better recline. They also have lights. There's a seat warmer. There's 2 plugs. A footrest. And you have 2 trays. A big tray and a side tray. Perfect for a drink and a snack. So I find once we're situated here, we have our food and whatever we're gonna do while we're traveling. I worked on a blog post and Nicole did a thumbnail for our next Vancouver video, which is the series we're almost done with until we start a new one. And yeah, just the time just goes by. I can't believe we're almost there. The green car is a very good way to travel. More space, it's very comfortable. The ordinary cars are a little bit tighter, but they're still quite comfortable, and it's also an amazing way to travel. Once you get set up, your time will pass and you can be productive or do whatever you want to do on your trip. So I think we have one more stop and then we're getting off and transferring over to a new train for the last leg of this trip.
A very quick but successful transfer to our last train for the trip at Okayama Station, and we're very quickly headed over the Seto Inland Sea by way of the Seto Ohashi Bridge. The views are spectacular as we say goodbye to Honshu and hello to Shikoku.
We're on our second leg now. We're on this smaller train. The other train we were on was 16 cars. This is maybe 5, maybe 6. It's a much older train, but still very comfortable in the green car. And I went to the back and it's also pretty comfortable. In the front here in green, it's 2-1 configuration. Back in ordinary, it's 2-2. So still very good. Had to really jam my luggage in, unfortunately, behind one of the seats. Still seem to recline, so it should be okay, but I'm gonna have to really tug at it to get it out. And we just made a quick stop here, so I jumped out to cool off. Somebody came out to smoke, so I figured I have a few minutes to enjoy the view. I'm gonna jump back on there before they leave me behind.
so happy to be off the train. I'm free.
Yeah.
I won't be contained any longer.
It was a long trip today. That was on purpose. We decided to make the longest trips are at the beginning of our trip and at the end of our trip. So we came all the way down to the southernmost point that we were going to visit on these 2 weeks. And that was a Yamanote train, a Shinkansen train, a limited express train, and then a tram, which I don't think we filmed too well because it was manic with these bags. So it was a lot of trains, a lot of travel. We left at 9 a.m. this morning. It is now 6:15. I'm about to go into the room and give you all a look of what we're going to be in for the next 2 days.
We've checked into the Dewa Roynet Hotel Matsuyama, and we chose this hotel primarily for its location, but also because the hotel looked modern and well appointed with amenities. Now remember, we are in Japan when I say this. We are very happy to find a spacious room with a massive bathroom. The massage chair is a nice touch. We've emerged from the hotel. We freshened up and hung out there for a little bit, just regrouping. And then we picked a restaurant, which was about a 15-minute walk from the hotel in a very dark area of town. Like it went off the beaten path a little bit. And we've come to this crazy local joint that does barbecue.
It's definitely local. I went in first because Michael said, you go in first. I walked in and everybody stopped talking and they all stared at me. And then I told them 2 people, and I think the man behind the counter had panic behind his eyes because he was afraid, like, what am I gonna do with her? And then Mike came in after me, and the lady behind the counter, I think her jaw just dropped open. Yeah. I can't tell, she doesn't have any teeth, so maybe it just dropped open, or maybe...
Well, she just stared at us blankly. And then the man helped us out. So it looks like a mother-son kind of situation.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like doing what's what, and she's kind of getting the meat ready. He's doing everything else. She's just kind of standing in the back there helping him out. It is crazy old school. Like the rubber hose going to our table is slightly sketchy.
Let's just say in North America, it would not pass code.
No, this would not pass code. So I think our meat's coming, so we'll be back in a bit.
I'm having such a good time right now.
Yeah, this place is really awesome. The grill is right in our face, which is a little bit crazy. There's like fat everywhere.
It's
spitting everywhere, but the food is so good. The beef was just melt in your mouth, really well marbled, cooked on the grill. It just, the fat would just render on your tongue. It was so good.
And it was very, very simple. He's not marinated in a heavy marinade. I think it's just the meat coming out with the salt and pepper and green onions.
And then we ordered something else here that we're not sure what it is. We're basically pointing at pictures on Google because
there's not even is there, oh yeah, there's a menu. But it's not English.
No, it's on the wall and it's in Japanese. So we're pointing at pictures on Google, and this is either tongue or heart, but I'm leaning towards heart.
I'm guessing it's heart as well,
yeah,
based on the size and the texture, but it's surprisingly good. We saw the photo, we were like, mystery meat. When it came, we were hoping that it was tongue, but now I think we have a new organ that we are going to be looking out for.
As long as it is heart, we have no idea.
Plate of mystery meat number 2. Cow heart on a menu. Am I going to order it? No, I'm not. But ordering it by accident, it's been such a pleasant discovery. It is really good. It is different than tongue because it's not as chewy, and there's a little bit more of a organ taste to it, but not bad. Just a nice, good flavor. Like this one was not seasoned as well, and it tastes so beefy. It tastes so good. I'm so happy I ordered this. Boy, you really got your slurp on.
We ventured off the meat path and went for some noodles, and it ended up being like a bowl of ramen. And it's really good. It's got like a fish-based broth, which is something I haven't had before, I don't think. It's usually always pork-based or maybe chicken-based, but this has
a very fishy flavor in a good way, in a really good way. And it was made right in front of us. We watched him fry up the broth, add the noodles, and then top it. It was fun watching. We're like, this brings Open Kitchen to a whole new level. The noodles are also cooked perfectly. They're nice and chewy. They're not soggy. There's a bit of firmness left in them. I'm glad we decided to venture off the beaten path for this place.
Speaking of the noodles, did you notice that they use the same pot or pan for all their dishes? He's not dealing with like 5-star like utensils here. This pot made soba, it made
yakisoba.
He made fried pork and cabbage dish of some sort.
He made fried rice. He made this ramen.
He made everything with this one pot.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very small kitchen. He's making good use of it.
Wow, a super good night just got all the better. We made friends with locals. Actually, they're not locals.
Yeah.
One of them was a celebrity, apparently.
Yeah, he played in the Major League Baseball League. I think he said like mid-90s. Is that what he said? Or late 2000s? I don't remember.
2006.
Yeah, 2006, 2000. I've had too many beers. But that was really fun. They're from Yokohama. There's 4 of them. They are part of the coaching staff for their Major League Baseball team here in Yokohama. And they're here for their camp of some sort, like spring training camp, but it's fall, so not quite sure how that works. If maybe their season's different than ours. But yeah, they were very friendly.
Fun. And we met them because of you guys. They were so curious because every time they looked over, they saw us showing food and eating food in front of the camera.
Yes.
That at the end of both our meals, they came over and they talked to us.
Yeah, that was really fun. I love that. I love when you go somewhere and you get to meet and interact with the locals. And luckily, one of the guys' English was really good. Because our Japanese sucks. So
non-existent.
If we don't meet people who can speak some English, then we usually don't have these experiences.
Yeah.
So we're really grateful when we do have that chance to meet and talk to somebody.
Yeah, our 3 most notable, memorable dining experiences have been going to somewhat intimidating places at first,
Yeah.
and then locals befriending us and just having a really good time connecting. Even though the language is not great, there's still a connection there, and it just makes the evening amazing.
Yeah. Do you realize that 2 of those 3 were on this island, Shikoku?
Oh my god.
That first one was in Takamatsu.
Wow, I was going to say friendly locals, but they're from Yokohama.
Yeah, that's true. So the meal here was amazing. I would highly recommend coming out here if you're in where are we, Matsuyama? Definitely check this place
Don't
out.
wrap up the video without sharing how cute the people are who run this restaurant. They're a mother and son team, and they have their little system down packed. We order from the son, and they kind of mumble in the back, and then they each go off and they do their own. It's like a little dance watching them, and
it's
they're
awesome.
adorable.
Yeah, it's a really great place, really cool little place. And even the table behind us was pretty friendly. They didn't speak English, I guess, so we couldn't really interact, but you know, they were friendly and they gave us the peace signs over our heads while we were filming. Maybe I caught that on camera. But yeah, no, always.
At first they were shocked though. At first it was
everyone was shocked when we walked in here.
Nobody said anything.
No, it was silent. So we're done. We're just gonna pay and head back to the hotel and probably get to bed. We're both exhausted. It's only 9:45. But that trip today, and for me, those beers and all this meat has,
Yeah, you got your 90s and your 2000s mixed up.
I did, yeah. I'm probably slurring my words. So it's time to say goodnight, and we'll catch you tomorrow.
Night.
Thanks so much for watching the video. We're excited to share our new series with you. There is so much fun stuff coming your way. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell so you don't miss any episodes in this new series. If you enjoyed the first episode, please like the video. It really helps the channel grow. Coming up next is our day trip to Ozu. We'll see you next week.